Good evening, campers, and welcome aboard the starship Arborea. I'm Commander Exorcist. The Trailblazers update to Elite Dangerous is finally here, and the galaxy will never be the same. Seriously, that's not hyperbole. Uninhabited systems everywhere will soon be teeming with life as commanders set out to colonize uninhabited systems and claim their stake in the galaxy as system architects. Today's Frontier Unlocked answered a lot of questions that many of us have had regarding the colonization system, and in this video, I'm going to break down some of the highlights that I believe will be most important for getting started with this new system. Now, this was by far one of the most information-packed FUs we've had so far. So I won't be covering everything from the live stream in this video. Instead, I have a separate video coming out in a couple of days that will cover the new ship called the Gudamaya Corsair, and a video soon that will provide step-by-step instructions for constructing new colonies. So keep an eye on the channel, subscribe now if you haven't to make sure that you don't miss it. Now, according to Frontier, system colonization is accomplished through the new System Colonization Contact Starport service. This is similar to tech brokers or black market dealers. Now, I expect we'll see these options in starports across the bubble, even if they are grayed out because there are no colonizable systems nearby, but I expect it to become a mainstay in starports everywhere. Once we speak to the starport contact, we'll be able to select a system within 16 light years to register for a claim. We asked for more, we started with 10, we got 16, we'll see how this goes. Throughout the registration process, we'll be able to select our initial type of starport or orbital outpost. We'll be able to select which one we want to place in the system as part of our claim. So once registered, the system claim will be in effect for 24 hours. This 24-hour time clock prevents other players from creating perpetual claims on systems throughout the galaxy. And we finally know the cost of the colonization beacon to get started. 25 million credits. So, as Frontier promised, it's much less than a fleet carrier to purchase the initial beacon. Keep that in mind, the initial beacon purchase. This beacon will be launched from the new System Colonization Suite module, which apparently all ships will be stocked with after this update. My guess is that's like the Planetary Approach Suite that ships received in Horizons, but I'll have to see it in action to confirm that. After paying 25 million credits and placing the beacon, commanders will have 4 weeks to provide a combination of mined and purchased commodities to ensure completion of the new starport. Now, there is a huge incentive to get this done, because failure to complete the required materials delivery will result in the system and all delivered commodities being lost to the ether. You lose everything. So we got to get it done. You buy a system, get your stuff, drop it off, and get out, get more stuff. You got to get it done or you'll lose everything. When the required commodities are delivered, the system colonization ship will depart, and the completed primary starport or planetary port will appear in the system. But what happens next? At the time of this video, we don't know a lot of specifics because the update just launched. But we do know that the primary starport can be upgraded and new orbitals or surface installations can be built in the system. You ready for this? By bringing in additional resources. In time, we'll know what these additional resources are. I'm assuming that it will be different resources for different installation types. When we've confirmed that information, I'll make sure that they're included in a future video covering the specifics of building in these locations. For now, it remains somewhat of a mystery as we get into the game, explore, and take note of the requirements for each building. Now, a very cool aspect of the building process is that other commanders can dock with the temporary structures, access the colonization protocol, and contribute commodities to help with the station's construction. So your buddies can come help you build a system, or you in turn can go help your buddies build their system and finish in a more timely fashion. So it is a really independent commander activity that can become a community activity if that's what you want to get involved with. Now, much like a real-time strategy game, building certain structures in a system will unlock the ability for the commander to build larger and more complex structures. So we might start out with a small mining facility and work our way up to immense industrial complexes over time. Personally, it sounds to me like a lot of materials are going to be required for this process, but hopefully it won't be too overwhelming and it can be adjusted as time. And after all, Frontier are calling this initial rollout of Trailblazers a beta period, even though it's being rolled out onto the live server, and the actions that you take as part of the quote-unquote beta period are permanent. They are not rolling back anything. They're not wiping anything. David Braben himself said today on Twitter that anything can be adjusted, and balance is the pursuit. That's what they're going for. Anything can be adjusted to suit balancing needs. Now, according to Frontier, system architects will be able to select new construction locations from the system map, or by going down to planet surfaces to find the perfect location to deploy new installations. So I can't wait to find somewhere with a beautiful sunset so I can set a massive industrial manufacturing facility there. Once a system is colonized and stations are constructed, the economy of the system will take on the characteristics of those stations. So if you go around constructing a bunch of agriculture stations, the system economy will focus on agriculture type. We'll also start to see population growth in our system proportionate to our economy. So imagine you're building a life for people who want to move into your colony and work. The fact that we're helping people, quote unquote, to start a new life among the stars is a pretty awesome feeling. And now for one of the coolest parts of the experience, which I don't know if I wasn't paying attention or if it wasn't mentioned before, but I really like this part. Payouts. As commanders grow their networks of colonies, they will begin to accrue a weekly payment. So the more you build, the more you make. Although it'll take us some time to determine whether the time and materials sunk into colonization will be worth the payment income from these activities. Are we going to be spending billions in credits for minor payouts and then a tax on top of the minor payouts? It's something we've got to evaluate and make a determination at a later time. Finally, players will receive a small discount on ship purchases and outfitting in systems with 10 or more facilities. They didn't specify if this was 10 or more facilities that the system architect owns, or if it's just 10 or more facilities in a system architect controlled star system. Again, we'll have to wait and see until somebody builds 10 different locations in their star system before we'll know what's going on. So overall, system colonization is going to change the Elite Dangerous Galaxy forever. I don't expect it to be perfect on release, but I'm confident that Frontier is ready to make any adjustments necessary to keep it balanced and engaging for the player base. I personally plan to colonize my own system very soon, and I will have a complete guide to the colonization process coming out soon, so watch for that. In the meantime, get out there and find yourself a prime piece of real estate and make your customized spaceport dreams become a reality. I hope this overview helped you gain a bit of perspective on the Trailblazers changes in Elite, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm Commander Exorcist. Take care, fly safe, and I will see you out there. Good night, everybody.